XconMedia.
Hey everybody, I need to give you an update, unfortunately, on the Fulton County Jail, and it is not good news. For those of you that don't know about the horrendous stories regarding the Fulton County Jail, I can basically sum it up by telling you it's probably one of the most dangerous places on the entire planet. It handles mostly inmates that are pending some type of case in the Fulton County judicial system. It's sometimes referred to as Rice Street. And recently the DOJ had to step in because the conditions in the jail were described things like inhumane, malnourishment of especially people with mental health issues, and obviously one of the most horrible stories being an inmate named LaShawn Johnson that was basically eaten alive by bed bugs. So it has continued to be a major problem. The federal government is trying to force Sheriff Labatt, the Fulton County Sheriff, into improving the jail conditions. He says that he is doing so, but the news so far in 2025 is not so good. Most recently, just yesterday, we heard that an indictment had gone down in federal court for, I think it was 3 female deputies out of the Fulton County Sheriff's Office who were mistreating inmates with a taser, among other things. I do want to stress this is an allegation. It has been, they've been indicted, but they have not been proven guilty. And we all know, based on recent experience, how important it is to not presume that people are guilty just because they've been indicted. But the thing I want to highlight about this case is not only the mistreatment of the inmates at the Fulton County Jail, but that a cover-up was done, that it appears, according to the allegations, that reports disguised what had happened. And of course, if you ask me, if there's one report that's been falsified to hide misuse or, abuse and mistreatment of inmates, certainly there's more where that came from. But again, these are allegations. I do want to also, unfortunately, tell you that in 2025, there have already been 4 inmates that have passed on through different means since the beginning of the year, which is just one less than all of 2024, which says to me that there are still some very, very serious problems in the Fulton jail that we need to keep an eye on. I also want to highlight for you that if you look up the names of these inmates, some of them had very serious, disturbing charges. And before you say, well, that's good that they didn't have a bond and I'm not sorry that they passed away, let's not forget, again, what happened to Mr. Patel in Cobb County. He was arrested on kidnapping charges. So if you had looked him up and seen the fact that he was in the jail with no bond on kidnapping charges, you probably would have had the knee-jerk reaction of, good, I'm glad he's in there. And we know that social media destroyed him before we found out, and we saw the video, that the whole thing was fabricated and that he was indeed innocent. Nonetheless, the district attorney still tried to keep him in jail without a bond. And if it hadn't been for him having a great defense attorney, Ashley Merchant, and a very fair judge, Judge Poole, he'd probably still be in the Cobb County Jail with no bond. So we can't make assumptions is all I'm saying. But I want to highlight one of these inmates that has passed away very recently was someone named Benjamin Pike. And so I dug into his case a little bit. He was there on a $2,500 bond for more than a year. So he clearly had no way, either he didn't have family, he didn't have the means to make that bond. I looked into his case. It was very low-level charges. I can tell just by looking at the facts of the case that he was probably homeless, I'm guessing, and had some mental health issues. You dig a little further and you see that he was indeed found not competent to stand trial. And here's where it gets really sad. And I want to highlight this for everybody out there as well. So he was found not competent to stand trial in November. In May, so just a month before he passed away, there was a status hearing, and it looks like their discussion was where he was on the hospital waiting list. So for 6 months, he had been sitting in those horrendous conditions in the Fulton jail, just trying to get help for his mental health issues. I don't know anything specific about the case, and I will tell you based on personal experience, I have a client right now who has those same kind of on and off homeless situation, mental health issues. He has family that cares for him. He's an adult. They do the best they can, but he still ends up getting himself in trouble. He's very gentle and kind when I talk to him, but we have been waiting for a mental health evaluation on him since January, and we haven't heard anything. And that's nothing against the people that do these mental health evaluations, the Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disability. They are overwhelmed. And so I will tell, if you are naive and you think that this problem doesn't affect you, let me be very clear with you. Number one, if you think that your family will never have anybody that has mental health issues, you're kidding yourself. It affects every family in one way or the other. And also, if you think that you have a family that is immune from ever being arrested, you're kidding yourself again, because we know that innocent people of all races and colors and religions get arrested for bad reasons and are facing false charges. It happens to even people in very insulated communities. So this matters. It should matter to everyone. And by the way, crime comes from a lot of different reasons, but some of the main ones are mental health problems. Mental health begets substance abuse problems oftentimes, and that begets all sorts of crime issues. So these are issues that affect everybody, no matter where you live in the country. I don't care if you're red team, blue team, makes no difference to me. And so I want us to pay attention to these problems in your local jail, or here in Fulton County, where it's so bad. We have to keep a spotlight on this, because if we can fix it, if we can find a way to get the people that need mental health treatment more quickly and in ways that can truly, it can be ongoing treatment where they can be monitored, it will make all of our lives better.
Atlanta, Fulton County Jail, 901 Rice Street, Atlanta, Georgia. Let me tell you something. As a person that has been in there a couple of times, and when I was in there, it was in probably I know I went through there in 98, 2000. And I think I was in there a time or two in 96 and 97. Very, very briefly. And I'm here to tell you that Atlanta Fulton County Jail was dangerous then, and it is hella dangerous now, because the 90s kids, the early 2000 kids, they in them jails now. And I'm telling you, it's rough in them jails. It is a very, very bad place. That's why I'm on my channel all the time trying to deter people. That's what my channel is about. Deter people from what is going on inside that jail. It's not the life you want, because you can go up in there for something simple and they throw you in there with a whole bunch of savages. What you gonna do when they try you? You're gonna have to come to the terms that you either gonna let them do what they want to do, extort you how they want to extort you, or you got to turn into a savage yourself. So as a society, we are failing when it comes to separating the the extremely bad ones from the not so bad ones, the ones that just made a mistake, the ones that are just so happen to might be innocent. When you mix them all together, the formula is creating more savages. Okay. This is one of the things that I want to highlight on my channel. I appreciate you for tapping in, making it grow, share it to your people, man, because I'm working on something and it's gonna be big in the state of Georgia. I can't really worry about what's going on outside of the state of Georgia. I know what is going on inside the state of Georgia. And I got a certain perspective. So Governor Kemp, hey, we need to put a team together um to focus on the real issues, the mental health issues that are going on inside this jail. And it's not just Fulton County Jail, it's jails around the state, but Fulton County Jail just so happened to be the one that's getting all the attention. It's a lot of problems going on inside that jail and society as a whole, and we are failing. Now, these are some of the images, and they are on the internet. Okay. Atlanta Fulton County Jail. This is a nasty. nasty place, man. This is a nasty situation, and people actually live there. Okay. This is not a way to live. Those right there are bunks. So, and this was going on in 2000 when I was in there. Those are bunks lined up. You got the cells, you got the upstairs, the downstairs, and you also have bunks lined up all around. It is so overcrowded in that jail. And I'm going to tell you right now, money is not really the issue as to why they have not built the new jail so far. I'm gonna tell you right now, building a new jail is not the solution to this problem. It is not the solution. Okay. Um, it's easy to say, oh, we need a new jail. Building a new jail is not the solution to this problem. Okay. We have a real problem in our society, and it is getting bigger and badder. These gangs are becoming stronger, they're becoming smarter. It's a whole lot of things going on that regular ordinary people would not seem to understand. Okay, this is a problem, and this affects everybody. I don't care who you are. You got people somewhere in your family, distant cousins or anything, something, somebody is dealing with this issue right here, man, and this is a sad situation. Shout out to this attorney right here. I watched this video off TikTok. I like her videos because she's one of the attorneys that I see. You know, not saying that there's no other attorney out there that really cares, but she's one of the attorneys that I see making constant videos about this situation, man. So if you on TikTok, go over to TikTok and check her videos out. Let her know that XconMedia sent you, because we need to talk about this. This is a big, big conversation that needs to be had so we can try to tackle the real problems when it comes to fighting crime. I'm teaming up with former sheriff of Clayton County, Victor Hill, and we are just trying to make our way in to the room to have real discussions about what's going on in our society in Atlanta. We can start in Atlanta, work our way on through Georgia to fix these problems. And hey, if we can get beyond the borders of Georgia to help fix these problems, then that's what it need to be, because we have a very, very big problem with over sentencing and a whole list of other things that's going on that people want you to feel like they're being tough on crime, or they're trying to fix what is going on. And the truth of the matter is, if giving a person a life sentence was working, if giving people 10, 20, 40, 50 years, 60 years, I seen somebody with a release date of 2389. If that stuff was working and deterring people from committing crimes, then we wouldn't have crime in the streets. You understand? I heard Victor Hill say that, and it made a lot of sense, man. So whenever y'all, uh Georgia, President Trump, whenever y'all ready to have a real discussion, I served 16 years in prison. I know what the issues is that's going on. And I've been through the court system in numerous ways. And I'm ready to have a conversation about it. Reach out.